everyone, welcome back for the quick version of Advanced Setup. So let me explain something. It was brought to my attention from people close to the project that I make a quick version of Advanced Setup. However, if you notice, there's a link to the long version of Advanced Setup, and that's just for people who want to learn more about how to set up and more about Dungeon Crusade, because it's really important to me that people feel comfortable and you know a lot about Dungeon Crusade before pledging. So this version, we're going to move very briskly through it, but that other version is always there for you if you'd like to refer to that. So, of course, also the rule book. The rule book has been posted. If you'd like to download that and follow along with what I'm showing you, that would be great. So we're going to move on. I have a page from the scenario right here. We're going to move on to what I call the variables of setup. And so if you notice in the rulebook, number one, it has the location. And this is just simply the dungeon in Avalon where it takes place. So we could see it's the ancient runes. And then on part two, if you notice in the rulebook, it's right here, the difficulty. So as we write scenarios, see like the red arrow, we are going to adjust it to how hard that scenario is for you, selecting one to play. Okay, I'm going to pause and we're going to move on, and I'm going to explain hero mode. Be right back. Hey guys, we're back, and we are on part 3, hero mode. There's two modes. There's standard and there's advanced. What standard is, if you notice, let's take our rogue here. She starts with 2 weapons in each hand. That's standard. If you're going to be playing advanced, all the heroes only start with their primary weapon in their main hand. So you have to buy the second one from the village. So there you go. Standard mode, you start with both weapons. Advanced, you only start with one. We're going to move on now to setting up our quests for the heroes. Be right back. Okay guys, we are back with our quest set up, and notice we have in the rulebook here, or I'm sorry, scenario, quest table 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do this in steps. We're going to set up our main quest first, and when you play Dungeon Crusade, you always set up your main quests first. So I've already pulled our main quests, which are the Key to the Beast, Purifying the Cesspools, and Tools of the Trade. These are our main quests. And on the cards, it'll say exactly how to set them up. So as you can see as I pan around, I've got those out. And what we're going to do is, first, we're going to take our tokens, see like in the form of little books. As the heroes complete their quest, you flip it over and it's almost like closing a book. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the camera over here carefully and see our quest tables. We're going to set up, put our tokens on each quest table for main quests. Okay, I am going to break away and set up all of this, and I'll be right back with how to set up the side quests. Hey guys, okay, I am back, and I have set up our main quests. As you can probably notice, see like the yellow glowing orangish tokens? Those are the quest items for each of the quests, and the heroes, of course, are going to have to search those rooms and find them. But also in the chambers, there's monsters in there, the champion monsters. So you kind of will never know what level you're going to fight. It's kind of the fun of Dungeon Crusade. Okay, so we have that set up. I'm going to move the camera carefully over here. Next, we're going to set up our side quests. Now, when you do your side quests, and the thing you're going to see after the seating, you're going to want to have a bowl or mug. So what I'm going to do is take all of our tokens, which, of course, it says right in the quest card. We're going to grab these, put them all into the bowl. And then just like those little tokens for the main quests, here's your side quest. Whoops, I grabbed the main one. I have to grab a side one. But you're going to take your side quest tokens, and remember over here, so we're going to place these right here, and they have a cleared status. So when you beat a side quest, you close that, or, to a cleared status. All right? And while we're here, if we notice on our scenario page, right here, here's our side quest. We just put those in the bowl as shown. Final quest, kill the guardians, level 1, 2, and 3. And here are the little books for those. And of course, in the back, they're cleared. We're going to put those there while we're here. Okay, next I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you seeding the dungeon, and we're going to add those into this bowl. So let me grab those tokens and I will be right back. Okay guys, we are back, and this step is called seeding the dungeon. Let's grab our scenario page. See right here for seeding, it's going to tell you which tokens to pull, which I have already done right here. And of course, we're going to take all the tokens. As you see, there's going to be some secret rooms that are going to show up, and we place those into the bowl. And then we're going to give this a shake, and then I'm going to come back and show you how we go about doing this. But what seeding is if you notice, there's a lot of empty chambers here. So from our side quests and seeding, we're going to fill out the dungeon, and it's going to be, every time you play, it's random every time. So I'm going to break away, I'm going to fill in everything, and I'll be right back with you. Hey guys, okay, I am back, and I have now seeded our dungeon with the side quest tokens you saw and the seeding. So our bowl is empty, and I'll just pan around real quick. You can see like a secret room showed up there. And so all of our chambers now, the dungeon is populated with the champions that reside in all of the chambers. And real quickly, is how you do this is, excuse me, around the dungeon, there's zones numbered like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 8 here. And what you do is when you're seeding your dungeon, you roll a d8, quite simply. So 5 came up. You would start up there at Halls of the Dead, because it's numbered 5, and you would start filling in all your chambers, and you come clockwise and fill in everything. So that is seeding your dungeon for your side quests and filling out the chambers. We're going to move on to setting the terror level of the village. So we will be right back. Okay guys, we are back, and we're going to go to our scenario page. And right here, the scenario says we are going to set our village terror level at 3. So our track is right here in the village, and you notice the track, it kind of goes up to defeated. Hopefully that's on camera. So we're going to take one of our tokens and set it at 3. What this means is, as minions escape the dungeon and we don't kill them, every minion that gets out is going to raid the village, and we're going to move up the terror level. Okay, so that's what that is. Next, I'm going to break away, and here is the blacksmith shop right here with all the gear. I'm going to show you how to populate the blacksmith shop with the gear that will be available for this game, so I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and we are going to populate the blacksmith shop with the gear. So what I did was I took our loot deck and I separated it into common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. Okay? Let's take a look at our scenario page. So it says blacksmith inventory. See the colored dots? Just like what's here. And it says what the numbers mean is that's how many you're going to randomly put in the blacksmith shop. So let's carefully move over here to the village, to the blacksmith shop. And of course, I already set this up. And notice here in common and uncommon rare, I have shuffled, and then I pulled 14 common, 8 uncommon, 8 rare, 4 epic, and 2 legendary. So this is what's available at the blacksmith shop for the start of the game. Okay, next we're going to move on to how to create the loot deck that the heroes will be drawing from as they get treasure. Okay guys, and now we are going to form the loot deck that the heroes will be drawing from as they slay monsters and find treasure. So remember this deck right here, these are all our, common through legendary. What you're going to do is you're going to put them all together. And of course we're going to shuffle them, but we're going to add something in. Because in Dungeon Crusade, you're not always guaranteed to get good treasure. You're going to take the junk deck, full of junk, worthless. You're going to shuffle that with all of this loot. And then finally, the most powerful weapons in the game are the underworld artifacts. You're going to randomly, let's flip these over actually. So we're going to shuffle, there's a lot of loot in this game. We're going to shuffle that, but we're going to draw 3 of the underworld artifacts. We're going to shuffle and put 1, 2, 3. You're going to shuffle this deck, and this is what the heroes will be drawing from for the loot deck. Okay, so next I'm going to pause, and we're going to spawn in the starting minions for the game. Be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and I have spawned the 5 minions that are going to start the game. And notice back into our scenario book, it says starting Vagrant Minions 5, max pop 8. So what this means is, of course, 5 minions are going to be starting per quest table. Max pop is max population, meaning only 8 minions can show up on the board at any time during the game. If you would bring out a 9th, the card would get buried. And it's through the encounter deck that they come out. So, and you always place from, like if you're reading a book, from left to right, and you'd make another row if you run out. So that's how they activate. So let's move over here. Let me show you how they spawned. If you notice, there's our blue cultist of Zol down there. A blue wraith spawned up there. And up here in the corner we have a Orc Siegebreaker and a few others up there. And quite simply, when you draw a card to spawn minions, remember how we did the seeding? They're numbered, like 1 through 8 all around the board, kind of like, clockwise. So when you draw a minion card, you would roll. So see, 8 came up. Now see the spawn location right here? You just place it right on the spawn location, so on and so forth for all the minions. Okay, we're going to break away. When we come back, we're going to set the raid difficulty for the minions. Be right back. Hey guys, welcome back, and we are going to set up the raid difficulty. Hopefully I got the camera on it. And this is the frequency of how minions are going to be spawning into the dungeon. The numbers represent what die you're going to roll. So in our scenario page here, raid die D20, novice. So we're going to take a token and place it on 20. So real quickly, what that means is, since it's on 20, when it's a minion's turn, we're going to roll a D20. On a 20, a minion is going to turn into a raiding minion. And then so on and so forth. As you go down, it could get harder. If you're going to play with a D6, if a 6 is rolled on a minion's turn, it's going to convert to a raiding minion and head for the village. Okay? We're going to move on now, and we're going to talk about guardians per quest table and how to create the guardian deck. So I will be okay, guys. Now we are going to set up the guardian deck. And you notice right here in our scenario page, guardians per quest table 4. That means per quest table, 4 guardians are going to show up. So at the start, I have, as you see, I have the level 1 guardians and the level 2. So all the guardians are accounted for in this deck for level 1 and then level 2. What you're going to do is simply take these, shuffle them real good. Of course, I'm going to shuffle these better. And you're going to create the guardian deck. So we'd go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like in the scenario, right? These are 4 guardians that are going to show up. This is the guardian deck, and this is referred to as the guardian reserve deck. Okay? So we're going to move these over here with our monsters, and we're going to set the guardian reserve deck aside for when we need it. We'll put this right over here, and I'm going to break away, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about the guardian spawn rate, or the mechanic how guardians spawn in to the dungeon. Be right back. Okay guys, we are back, and we are going to talk about the guardian spawn rate, or this is the guardian track. So notice in our scenario book it says guardian spawn rate start 20 and 11. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 purple tokens, just like it said. We're going to put one at 20 and one at 11. So what happens is, at the start, you take this black token and put it on top 20. Now, at the end of every hero's turn, after they do their action and attack, they're going to roll a d20. So if, say, a 20 would come up, a guardian would spawn into the dungeon. At the end of the monster phase, if no guardian spawn, you're going to take the black token and move it down to 19. So on and so forth. At the end of every hero's turn, they're going to roll a d20 and see if a guardian spawns. Then at the end of the monster phase, that would be, of course, right before the top of another turn, you're going to move this down. Okay? That's how that works. We are going to break away, and I will be back next, and we are going to set up the encounter deck for the encounter phase. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, guys, we are back, and we are going to set up our encounter deck. And, of course, this is for the encounter phase in Dungeon Crusade. So let's take a look at our scenario page, and it says randomly deal out 40 encounter cards to form the encounter deck for this scenario. And then we're going to add in some special encounter cards. So encounters can be, there's tons of different things in here. Challenges to get gold. Rats could attack a hero. Zombies, you're going to have to fight some ravaged undead. And you're going to have to test some attributes. So what we're going to do is, like it said, we're going to deal out 40 cards. Now I'm not going to count 40. Let's say that's about 40 right there, okay? So we would shuffle, deal out 40 for our encounter deck, and then it's going to tell us in here to add in these special cards. And these special cards are going to pertain with minions who are going to spawn in. So it says to take 7 of the special card 1. I think there's 7 there. Okay, notice right here. 7 special card 1s. And then 1 special card 2, right here. And then special card 3. and we're going to put this over here into our new encounter deck. And of course, I'm going to shuffle this when we break away, but that's how you construct your encounter deck. And then we're going to move over here, and we're going to place it right here on the encounter spot. Okay? So that is how you do your encounter deck. Lastly, I'm going to break away, and we're going to populate the bazaar in the village for your healing potions and elixirs and torches. So I will be right back with that. Okay guys, we are back for the final part of advanced setup, and we're going to populate now the bazaar with the different potions excuse me, and the torches. So let's take a look at our village inventory, or rather the bazaar. So it says we're going to have 6 health potions, 6 elixir, 6 ochre juice, 8 torches, and 3 pickaxes. And right here you can see there's all set up there. And just as a reminder, I added stuff to the back of these so you can see healing potion, recover, 6 health. All of them have what they do on the back. Then up here in the village we have our 3 pickaxes, like it said. And we are ready to play a game of Dungeon Crusade. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to break away right now and just wrap it all up, and I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, I am back, and this concludes the quick version of Advanced Setup. I hope you liked that. Hope you found it kind of entertaining and interesting, and I hope you learned a little bit in the process. Remember, there's a long version of this where I explain a lot more in detail. So I'll just pan around here. As you can see, we're ready for a game of Dungeon Crusade. We have our quest cards out, our dice box is ready. Heroes got all their starting gear. Our dungeon's populated. Monster cards are set up. We have our scenario page in case we have to refer for anything. And one thing I did forget to do is set up the village's gold supply, or how we're going to get paid for our heroes doing the quest. So I set all the coins out. Prototype, we're using plastic, cardboard, because we're going retro with the game. So cardboard will be included in the final game. So that's it. Everything's set. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you with this. I hope you enjoyed this, as always. I want you to feel comfortable with, pledging for Dungeon Crusade. If you have any questions, direct them to David Lockwood of Obsidian or myself. I'd love to talk to people and answer any questions you may have. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.